Hi friends! Welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette, ranking, and review videos, as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, or for those of you, that are not new here, my face is heavy that you're saying it again. Struggled on that one. But anyways, we are back with another makeup diaries, as you can see by the title. If you have not seen one of these videos from me before, what it is basically a daily vlog, but not really. I just kind of talk about what makeup products I used for the look each day. It's a week worth of makeup to just kind of chat through and share what products I'm using. I got a lot of requests to do this kind of video when I had posted something a while back saying like, I don't know what kind of content you want to see from me. And a lot of folks said that they felt like it would help to see the palettes that I'm using that I rank at the end of each month, but to be able to go back and see, looks that I did with them. I also think it'll be kind of helpful because my goal is to have every palette that I rank in a month have a video that has a look with that palette so that I can point to a video for inspiration. So having these I'll get caught up faster is what I'm thinking. So anyways, all that being said, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it or like this kind of content, and it's just good feedback for me. And let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so I always like to start with what is on the eyes. So today's eye look is a little bit interesting for me. I participated in a palette bingo over on Instagram. It was also some of the folks participated here on YouTube, so I will make sure to link their videos in the description box down below. But anyways, we did a palette bingo with the Arrow inspired palette from Adept Cosmetics. So the shades that I got were Daniel Brickwell, Jason Broder, Monty Cora, I think this one right here, Isabel Rochev, and Hannibal Bates. So we had 5 shades, excuse me. So we had 5 shades. Those were the 5 shades I grabbed. So here's the look that I came up with. It turned out better than I thought. When I drew the shades, I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. The last shade I pulled was Daniel Brickwell, and this one has a warm brown base to it with a green flip. That's what I have on the lower lash line. And so the rest of the shades I felt like worked together, and I do feel like they look really pretty. I wanted a darker matte in the crease, but I think I was able to build this one up to work okay. And I fluffed some of these shimmers into the crease, so I think that helped too. But anyways, I thought, okay, that makes sense. And then I got this one, and I was trying different things. Anyways, it was a little bit of a struggle to figure out what would work for that. So we got there though. I think it looks pretty, and I got a lot of compliments about it at my doctor's office. I don't know if it was just because it was a lot or what, but anyways, I also think whenever you're in doubt on an eyeshadow look, throw a really big lash, which, speaking of, this one's lifting and going a little wonky, whatever, I don't care. But whenever you're in doubt about a look, throw a fat lash on. It's all good. The lashes that I'm using are from Be Perfect Cosmetics. They're the Think Mink collection, and it is in the style Believe. And then in the waterline, I have this ColourPop cream gel liner. I think it was called a Glow, but I don't remember. I feel like I don't know. ColourPop comes and goes with things, but it's basically a really light green metallic eyeliner. My brain's not working. Okay. For brows, I actually ran out of my brow pencil today, so I did pull in the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette, used the shade Chiseled to carve out my brows, and then still went in with my brow pen, but I usually prefer to use a pencil. But anyways, we got there. It's all good. It's all good. I always use the Half Magic Beauty Grippy Brow Sculpting Gel for my brows. It's my favorite. And then if you've been and seen other videos, you'll know all of this, but I feel like I gotta start off the video with it at least. For primer, I have on the Milk Hydro Grip primer, and then for foundation, I have a combination of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk with the Dior Forever. This is the matte one. So I mixed these two. And then for concealer, I am mixing the Lancome Tenti Dole all over concealer with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And then I'm using my Gucci powder to set under my eyes. For cream contour, I'm using my Danessa Myricks Cream Contour Balm. For liquid blush, I use the Made by Mitchell liquid blusher in Strawberry Cream, I think. Yeah, that's what that says, Strawberry Cream. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, and then I did use my Hollywood Flawless filter as liquid highlight. And then for powder products over that, I used my Gucci bronzer. And then I used the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. And then for highlighter, I used the BellaBeauteBar Oracle Chrome Highlighter Palette. Specifically the shade The High Priestess, which is the green shimmer highlighter. And then I should have mentioned the blushes. I mixed Pink Moon and Spacey for my blush. So, oh, lips. For my lips, I am using the Dose of Colors and Daisy Duck lip liner. It's from they did a collab a while back. And then over that, I went in with the About Face Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter in Pink Pina. And then I always spray all of my face with my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Feel confident. Oh, I didn't mention my mascara. I used the Benefit Cosmetics Fan Fest mascara. So that is it. That's on my face for today. So we will move on to day number 2. Day number 2. So I think I mentioned this in the last Makeup Diaries, or maybe it was the first one that I did, like of the recent ones I've been doing. But anyways, just in case you don't know, I have a rule for myself. If I technically the rule was that I can't purchase a palette if I haven't finished reviewing every palette that I already have from that brand. That rule has morphed into, before I can start using a new palette, I have to use all of the shades of the palettes that I haven't used yet. Because for me, like, finished reviewing means using every single shade. So anywho, Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer palette came in, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago? It was 2 days ago. And yesterday I used my Twilight Build Your Own palette just because, the Twilight ColourPop Build Your Own palette that I did just because I wanted to. But anyways, Dreamer came in 2 days ago. I have Unearthly palettes I need to use. So we finished off the Unearthly Cosmetics Fall Magic palette. There were 6 shades I hadn't used yet. So I hadn't used Autumn and Spice, Magic and Snug, Change and Branch. And you might be like, girl, that is half the palette. You haven't used half the palette yet. And that is, yes, true. I think I said that in my ranking videos with this palette, that I had only used it one time, but it was really pretty. Now I have officially used it twice, and oh my gosh, oh, this look, I'm living for it. It is, so I combined Spice, Snug, and Branch, obviously, in the crease, and it created such a neutral, purpley crease that was so gorgeous. The shimmers on the lid are stunning. The shade Change, it keeps creasing on me. I have it in the middle of my lid, so I don't know if that's a shade that for me would probably need maybe more of a tacky base. I just use my Fix Plus, but it looks really, really pretty, and it has such a stunning like green shift. I don't know if we're going to be able to capture it on the camera. Let me see if you can see it. I don't know, but it's green. Just trust me. Anyways, so that is the, so those were the mattes that I used in the crease, and then I used the shimmers, the Autumn, Change, and then Magic on the lid. In the inner corner, we have the shade Crisp. So I had already used Crisp, but like I said, the other 6 shades I hadn't used yet. But since, you know, that was my rule, that's my rule for the eyeshadow palettes, I was able to use some of the Dreamer collection. So I used the Dreamer Highlight little palette. I picked the shade Days, and this highlighter is so freaking pretty and soft and like this rosy tone. Oh my gosh, it blends into my blush so nicely. And then I used the lipstick in Cloudland, and I had a shade of lipstick that was like almost this exact shade from ColourPop in like 2015, 2016 that I wore, I think, pretty much every day. I So I'm a big fan of this like purpley color. I will say I haven't tried a bullet lipstick from Unearthly yet. I do like their satin liquid lipsticks. I feel like they're really comfortable. This bullet lipstick is just as comfortable on the lips. So I'm a big fan of that. My lips are really dry. So there we go. Let's talk about the other things on my eyes. So I have the Ardell Faux Mink lashes. I don't think there's anything else it says about them. They're just the Ardell Faux Mink 811s, maybe? That's the number that's on here. But anyways, those are the lashes. I had to cut them really short because as I was pulling it out of the package, it like ripped in half. So whatever. So they're essentially like half lashes, but that's okay. I think they're pretty. On my face, I have, well, we'll start from the beginning. So I have my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. And then I used my self-tan is basically gone except on my neck, but it's gone everywhere else. So we're back to being pale. But I used my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and then I also used some of the Lancome Tint Idole All Over Concealer, but since it's too dark now, I used it kind of to like very subtly contour my nose. So I just put that concealer on like the outer portions of my nose and kept the Radiant Creamy Concealer to the inner portion. For contour, I pulled out my Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette, and I used the shade Stone, the cream to powder, as my contour shade. And then I tried a new foundation today. I tried the About Face Beauty The Performer Skin Focus Foundation. First of all, I love this bottle, that it's like a giant version of like their tiny little bottles for the eye paints and stuff. Anyways, I think it's really cute. But I use that foundation. I'm really, really happy with it. It's just a first impression. I literally just put it on, so I have to see how it wears throughout the day. But so far, I like the finish of it. It's supposed to have a skin-like finish, medium coverage. It's nice. Ooh, for brows, and this was the reason I used this palette as my contour palette. I already had it out to do my brows because my brow pencil, it died. So I used the shade Chiseled to outline my brow shape, and then I still fill in with my NYX Cosmetics Lift and Snatch, or NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch Taupe Brow Pen, because I haven't run out of that yet. So that is that. And then blush is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked Jellyfish palette. I used this shade of blush, and then I also used the bronzer. And in my waterline, sorry, this one's all over the place, I used the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Rockstar. That's what's in my waterline. Mascara, still using the Benefit FanFest mascara, still sprayed myself with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And I think that is actually it. What's it? I think that's actually what is on my face. That's everything. But yeah, I really, really like how this look turned out. And yeah, so I still need to do a look with these three palettes from Unearthly. So I have I only have 2 shades in this one, and I think like 3 or 4 shades in this one. So I'm going to try and combine these two, what the shades I have left, for a look with these two. And I also think it'll be nice because my complaints about this palette are that the 2 like reddish shades are too dark, and I feel like I could maybe lighten it. It's the same like kind of reddish shade, but I feel like maybe, you know, we could get creative, pull in an orange or something. I'm not sure. I haven't thought that through. But anyways, so I'm going to do a look with those 2 palettes. And then this one, I know I used at least a couple of these green shades, but I didn't update like my thing, and I didn't take a picture of the look. So I think I'm going to have to use all the green shades just to be safe. So I'm going to use the green shade. So on my thing, I haven't marked off these 4, these 2, or these 2. So I think we're going to do a look with those. The ones that are marked off are the ones that I did for my first look, and then I used it a second time with, I want to say it was probably just these 2. It was a really quick day. Like I just slapped something in the crease, put something on my lid, and called it a day and kept it moving. So I'm almost positive it's these 2, but whatever, it's fine. This also is going to serve as it is one of my Sweet 16 palettes, even though I only used it twice, but I really liked it. So that's going to be like a dual purpose look. It'll serve for this Sweet 16 video, also serve to finish this out, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, that's what you can expect to see over the coming days. And then I'll finally get to use the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer collection, but I'm going to do a dedicated video on that since that's what a majority of you wanted to see. I am going to post a Twilight Build Your Own Palette 2 Looks video on here because I want to. So, and at least some of you voted for that one too. So I'm going to do that. But anyways, that is it. Let's move it along to day 3, and we will see which look or which palette I end up reaching for. Palette or palettes I end up reaching for tomorrow. It is day whatever, and I look like Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, depending on which movie you prefer. Anywho, this wig, I don't remember the name of it. It's from insert name here. I feel like it's such a good wig to have for like different costume options because I think it's very good for like costumey situations, but I don't know that I'd wear it out in public. But anyways, I wore a different one out in public and then switched into this one because I'm planning on doing a wig video. You'll see it when it's ready. I have like 3 more wigs left, I think, to wear. To do it. I don't know. We'll get there. But let's talk about the makeup because this is a makeup diaries, not a wig diaries. So I needed to use the shades that I hadn't used yet in these 2 palettes from Unearthly. So the Get Groovy palette and the Devour palette. Let me slide on over, show you the picture of the hand swatch that showed all of the shades that I had left between these 2 palettes. So I challenged myself and I said, we are going to figure out a way to do a look using all of these. So let me tell you what shades I used. So one of the shades that I hadn't used yet in Devour was the shade Consume. So I took that shade, blended that out, or like packed that on to the outer corner, blended that out with the shade Stellar from Get Groovy. I had already used that shade, so this was just to kind of help with the look. And then we went back to Devour and used the shade Snap to blend that out further. Again, I had already used that shade, but again, needed to get some help on the look. So that's what we did as far as mattes go. Then the 2 shades I needed to use in this palette were the shades Space Cadet and Peace Out. So the pink and the purple shimmer, the pink and the purple shimmer. The purple shimmer is slightly lighter than the pink shimmer. So we went purple shimmer, pink shimmer. And then on the Devour palette, I hadn't used the shade Instinct yet, so we put that dark green shimmer just where the dark green matte was. And then I also hadn't used Gruesome or Ravage, so that is what is smoked along the lower lash line. And then I hadn't tried the shade Snack yet, and that is on the inner corner. And there you have it. That was the look. I don't hate it. It looks a little wonky right now because I've been wearing it and I went to the movies and I don't know what got all over my face. But anyways, I don't hate it. As I was doing it, I was like, this does not look good. But I think as time has gone on, it doesn't look that bad. I got used to it. Once I added the lashes and did all of my makeup, I was like, it's really not that bad. I like a pink and green combo. So yeah, okay. So to be able to move on to the Dreamer palette, I just have Sorceress Smoke standing in my way, and then I can use that Dreamer palette, and then I gotta work on some Glamlight palettes so I can use my Glamlight Rick and Morty palette. My life is hard, okay? It is hard. It's, first world problems, basically. But what else do I have on my face? I am still out of brow pencil, so I've been using the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette, the shade Chiseled, to carve out my brow. Use the same brow pen that I mentioned before, and then I am using the About Face foundation. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video yet, but I got the Performer Skin Focus foundation in the shade F2 Cool, which is a really good match. I feel like, this is my 3rd day wearing it, I feel like it wears pretty nicely. Around my nose is what breaks up, but I don't put foundation there. I keep foundation to the outer parts of my face and just do concealer. So I think this is more of a concealer issue and less of a foundation issue, because the foundation I'm wearing out here, and I feel like it looks nice still. So anyways, that's where I'm at on the foundation. Concealer, I'm using my Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS, and powder is my Gucci powder. For bronzer and blush, I used the Hourglass Jellyfish palette. For highlight, I actually went ahead and pulled the shade Snack from the Devour palette. I use that as my highlighter today. And then on the lips, we have the Daisy Duck lip liner. This is like becoming my go-to lip liner at this point. And then my lip gloss is Toffee Rose from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then on my lashes, I am using the MUA lashes in the style Erica. And then in my waterline is the shade Call Me Crazy from About Face. It's the eyeliner from them, the Line Artist eyeliner. And I feel like that's it. Oh, I use my Danessa Myricks cream contour. So the usual there. And I think that's it. So yeah, so this is the look. This is going to be the wig that goes with this look for my wig video that I'm going to eventually do. I have like 3 wigs left, so I can feel it now. Like, I don't know if you all know this, but on TikTok I do a Wig Wednesday series. Not every Wednesday, but whenever I have the chance. And I do a like makeup look to go with the wig, and today I was like, I'm just gonna wear the wig with this makeup look, whatever. But yeah, I have like the last 3 wigs are definitely wigs that I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. So they're wigs that I probably shouldn't have bought, but I have anyway, and I have to figure out how to style them. So, or what makeup I want to do with them. So yeah, you don't care about that. Let's move on to, I don't know what day this is, so we're going to move on to whatever the next day is. Maybe I'll know. Like maybe I will know when I hit the next day. I don't know. Day, I think it's 4, but I tried to do pin curls, and this is a few hours later. We're just gonna move that back. But because I did that, it took me forever and we were running late. So I decided to do like a super quick look, and I have like next to nothing on my face compared to what I normally do. But anyways, on the eyes, we have the Unearthly Cosmetics Sorceress Smoke Palette. I think I mentioned that I needed to do like the greens, and then I said they were blue, but I think that's a black. Anyways, I ended up just using a mix of Prophecy and Vision in the crease, and then I tapped Sorceress on the lid, and then I took a little bit of Intention just to do like a little bit of a wing, but it was just like a super quick, easy look. And then I have my NARS Under Eye Brightening, what is it? The Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in Night Swan, and then the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer under my eyes. And then I did the Breezy Cream Bronzer from Tarte and the Cheek Freak Blush Balm in Champagne Room from About Face. And that was it. I didn't put any foundation on. I dusted over the whole thing with powder. It was my Gucci powder. And then I used the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer highlight palette. I used the shade Wish in the inner corner and my face highlight for brows. Still haven't bought a brow pencil, so we're still rocking Chiseled to outline my brows, and then still using my Lift and Snatch to fill the brows in. And then, the waterline, I'm using the House Labs Beige Matte eyeliner. And then mascara is the Benefit Cosmetics Fan Fest. Obviously didn't put any lashes on because I was running late. And then on the lips, I just have the Huda Beauty Lovestone Lip Balm. I think it's from like the Rose Quartz collection. But yeah, I did my makeup in like 15 minutes because I did not have time. I was running late, but I was debating even showing this, but I was like, might as well show like what I do if I'm low on time. So yeah, that was it. I'm definitely going to use Sorceress Smoke again tomorrow so that I can finish this one off, and then path is open and I can use the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer palette. And I am excited. I won't show the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer palette in this video, I don't think. I'm gonna do a dedicated review of it, or like, you know, with the full collection. And then yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try and use the Glamlight Rick and Morty palette too. I also have the new Nomad palette coming to me soon. So I think I have 2 shades left of Ghost Town. So we might see those. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Day 4, you'll see another look here in a second. Day 5, I believe, and we used the Sorceress Smoke palette again, but I actually decided to make this my look for my Sweet 16 series as well, because this palette is in the Sweet 16. So anyways, we'll see this look again when I do my Sweet 16 battle. I think I have a total of 3 out of the 16 looks done. So, you know, that's going to be coming soon. Anyways, so use Sorceress Smoke. Obviously, I used the brown shades that I needed to yesterday. I think I mentioned this before, but I swear I used at least 2 of these greens. But I used all 4 because I didn't keep track, so whatever. So we used the greens. I pulled in the shade Nightshade and the shade Soot. I wanted this to be like a green-blue look, but this is a black-gray shade, and it just wasn't giving me green-blue like I wanted. So I pulled in the Melt Cosmetics Nightshade Ultra Matte Gel Liner. This is like a purple matte, but it looks more like indigo on the eyes. So I pulled that in, still wasn't getting enough of the green-blue vibe, so I used the Nabla Cupid's Arrow and Arrow number 6 in the waterline, which is definitely blue. But even after that, I was like staring at it and I'm like, I'm not getting green-blue. So I went in with my Timmerie Cosmetics, and Timmerie is spelled T-I, M as in Mary, A-R-E-E. I've mentioned them before, but my Timmerie Cosmetics Disco Flake and Disco 10, and it's like a pink, teal, silver, multi-chrome flake, and it pulled mostly silver. So I was like, all right, I really want blue in this look. So I added just like the tiniest bit of the Danessa Myricks Infinite Chrome Flakes in Laser Beam to the inner corner, and so that's the teal you see coming through. Most of the sparkliness you see is this Disco 10, but when I added just like a touch of this to the very inner corner, it made everything pull a little bit more like teal blue. But anyways, I think you still see the silvery flake, but that is the battle that I had on my eyes. And then on the lashes, we're using the Be Perfect Think Mink collection. This is the Believe style, and let me see what else we got. I'm using my same concealers, cream contour. Foundation is still the About Face Beauty foundation. I did use my Hollywood Flawless filter as a liquid highlight. For my cream blush, I went in with Yummy Skin Rosé in Brunch. And then powder is my Gucci powder. Here's what the front looks like. Gucci powder, use my Gucci bronzer, use my Hourglass Jellyfish palette. I pulled in this top shade for my blush. And then for highlight, I pulled in the Oracle Chrome Highlighter palette from BellaBeauteBar. We used the shade High Priestess, which is the green, so I have a little bit of a green highlight happening. And then on the lips, I have the ColourPop lip liner in Another Round and the Lunar Beauty lip gloss in Aura. And brows, I'm using the same products that I've been using, and I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I always use my Hourglass Veil primer. I never talk about my eyeshadow primer, but that's the primer. Benefit Cosmetics Fan Fest mascara, and that is that. But yes, here is the look. I am really happy with the finished result. It took me, you know, several products to get there, but we got there. So now I am so excited to get to finally play with my Dreamer palette and like do the whole collection and do the video with that. So I think you'll have seen that before you see this video, so hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, it'll be linked down below. Any of these palettes where I have videos featuring them, I'll link the video down below for show. So there we go. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
Day 6, I think. I will correct myself on the screen if I am wrong on that. But day 6, here is the look. It's been a few days since I've done a Makeup Diaries little clip because I paused to do all of my Nomad looks for my 3 looks with my Nomad New Zealand Stargazing palette. If you haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. Anyways, that being said, after I finished the Nomad, ooh, this is crooked. Are we straight now? I think we're straight. When I stopped doing the Nomad one, it's like I got out of the flow of filming the Makeup Diaries clip, so I kind of forgot about it. And then today I was like, we have to get back into it. So let's chat about what is on my face today. So first up, for the eyeshadow, I'm using the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer palette. And you guys, I seriously cannot get over how beautiful this packaging is. It's so stunning. I love this format of palette from them, this 12 pan. I think they're killing it with these color stories. So I used literally this half of the palette today, like these 6 shades just all over. Absolutely stunning, amazing, gorgeous. These pinks with this brown make the most beautiful crease ever. Like, it's just so stunning. And then I use the shade Float and Fantasy on the lid. And then on the lower lash line, I just put the shade Soothe, but then I went over it with Imaginary because, like, honestly, I'm kind of feeling like a pink, or not pink, but I was feeling a pink lower lash line, but also I've been feeling like shimmers on the lower lash line lately. I don't know. But anyways, I wore this to dinner. So this has been on for about, let me see, 4 hours now. And I do have creasing and fading right here. But let's see if this is one of those where we can just kind of tap it and it still looks fine. I would say it's fading more on the shade Float. Like, I'd probably want to add a little bit back on there. But the shade Fantasy was more of like a creasing. And if I tapped it, it went back to kind of what it looked like earlier. So there we go. So, okay. We have a little bit of creasing, a little bit of fading, but not anything, you know, crazy. And then as I did my makeup, and I hadn't planned the pink on the lower lash line yet, but as I did my makeup, I was like, I've kind of just been doing mattes in the crease, lighter shimmer, darker shimmer. Like, I was feeling like I haven't been that creative yet, but then I went back and looked at my looks and I was like, I have done different kinds of looks. Felt like I wasn't being as creative lately. I was like, I need something to spice this up. So I decided to pull in my color case from Made by Mitchell. I mixed this pink, like it was probably like 3/4 this shade with like 1/4 this shade, just to make it like a little bit of a brighter pink. And those two shades are Intimidated and Hushed. Anyways, I just did like a little pop of neon liner here, and then I put it out here, but because it was sitting on top of the darker matte, it sort of blended and worked with like the pink lower lash line, I feel like. Anyways, so I thought that was fun, a little bit different for me. Sticking with the eyes on my waterline, here it is. I'm using the Haus Labs beige matte eye crayon. That's what's in my waterline. On my lashes, I have my Benefit Fan Fest mascara, which is kind of drying out. So I really need to get a new one. And then my lashes are the Style Onyx from the MUA Lash. And I think that's it for the eyes. For the brows, I still have not gone to Ulta, and Ulta still has not fixed my ability to shop on their website or their app or do anything. Like even to like pick up in store, can't check out with my account. So I don't know what that issue is. I've submitted multiple requests to them to get that fixed, but whatever. Anyways, so I haven't picked up a brow pencil. So I'm still using the Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette, which I just realized I was supposed to be keeping track of how much I'm using this on my face, and I don't think I've kept track of how many times I've used this on my brows. So, whoopsies. This is easily at like 15 uses at this point. Just the shade Chiseled to outline my brows, and then using the brow pen from NYX, and then of course my Half Magic Beauty brow gel. And then what else do we care about? Same NARS products for the concealer, Gucci powder, Danessa Myricks, the cream contour balm as usual. I did use liquid blush today, and it was the Made by Mitchell liquid blusher in strawberry cream. And then I used my Hollywood Flawless filter for the liquid highlight. Powdered, like I said, with the Gucci bronzer, or Gucci powder. Went in with the Gucci bronzer as well, and then also the Fool Fantasy blush palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty. And then, of course, used the Unearthly Dreamer highlighter trio. And this shade Days, my favorite. I want to use this highlighter every single day. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have used the other two shades. The shade Solace is maybe, like, would be good for me in the summertime when I'm like just slightly darker. It's maybe a little on the dark side, but it doesn't look bad. But I just, for my preference, I want it to appear a little bit lighter on my skin. So that one's just like maybe not a year-round shade for me, but I absolutely think if I had a slight tan, it's like a very negligible difference. Like, it's very small. But anyways, I love this highlighter trio. So that was that. And then on the lips, we were going out to dinner, and I didn't want to have lipstick everywhere, so I just did the Dose of Colors and Daisy Duck lip liner. I'm obsessed with this lip liner right now. I don't know, we're having a renaissance. So I did that lip liner and then went over it with the Huda Beauty Love Stone lip balm and called it a day. Oh, I didn't tell you, still using the About Face foundation. I forgot my foundation. But anyways, I think that's everything. Hourglass eyeshadow primer, Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. And that is it that is on my face today. But let me know what you think of this look in the comments. And we have one more day left. So let's move on to day number 7. Day 7, and I thought I was meeting my friends for dinner, but then we changed it to lunch, so I had to get ready fast today. The number of products I used you'll be like, was that you getting ready fast? But when I spend time on my eyeshadow, most of what I spend time on is blending my mattes back and forth and like really spending a lot of time blending. So I started off with the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte in Latte and fluffed that all over the lid into the crease, and just like that was it. And then I used a couple of shimmers from my Nomad Ghost Town USA. So I hadn't used the shade Garnet Montana yet, and so I put that like as liner and then into the outer corner. And then I decided to work in Tombstone as well, but Tombstone ended up being more of a yellowy gold, like when it was with this latte shade. So then I tapped over it with my glitter puck from Half Magic Beauty in Dopamine Sparkle. So that's what I tapped over that with. And then on the inner corner, I went in with my About Face Beauty Matte Fluid Eye Paint in the shade On Point. So that's the light pink. And then once I hit the lower lash line, I was like, I don't really want to put a liquid shadow on my lower lash line because that can get out of hand really fast. So I just decided to pull in Millennial Pinks from Melt, the Modern Love shade, and put that on my lower lash line. It was a little bit lighter than the shade Latte, so then I pulled out my Natasha Denona Retro palette and added the shade Groove, and those two combined I feel like pretty much matches Latte exactly. And then while I was in here, I was like, might as well throw Glitz on the inner corner over the About Face paint. And then I have my beige matte eyeliner from House Labs on the waterline. Same brow products as yesterday, and same concealers. For cream contour, since I was in a hurry and I already had this Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette open, I decided, and I also got foundation on this somehow. Oopsies. Since I already had this open to do my brows, I just went ahead and used the shade Stone as my cream contour today. Same foundation that I've been using. And then for blush, I used the Full Fantasy blush palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty. Again, mixed these two shades together. And highlight is the Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer Trio, but this time I went in with the shade Wish. And is that my whole face? I think so. And then, well, face, not my lips. For lips, I'm using my Natasha Denona I Need a Rose lipstick in the shade Daphne. And then I went over it with the Viseart, what is this? It's their Lip Shine. I forget which shade though. I think it's Plumeria. It's their Moisture Boost Lip Shine. I want to say the shade's called Plumeria. I don't see the shade name on the actual packaging, but Viseart just gifted this to me in PR, so thank you to Viseart for sending that to me. It's really nice. It's like a very thin but like juicy formula. I like it a lot so far. I've worn it for 2 minutes or however long I've been filming this video, so haven't fully tested it, but so far so good. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much it. Same primer, same setting spray. So overall, that was kind of it for look number 7. I feel very Valentine's-y because I have the pearl necklace and the pink and the red and the little bow. But anyways, I just was not feeling like doing my hair. And I've seen a lot of people using these little bows in their hair lately. And I've had this for like 2 years and never used it. And I was like, might as well throw it in there. But yeah, let me know which of the 7 looks was your favorite down in the comments. And I will see you all next time. Bye!